In true Quest fashion, we have two games dropping on the same day because, you know, we can't just spread them out across the week. But in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at Swarm 2 and The Pirate Queen. We're going to be doing little mini reviews for both of these games to let you know whether they're a bit of a hit or a miss, really whether you should be picking them up or not, and also just to lay out a little bit about what each of these games are so that you can make a choice for yourself whether this is going to be the game for you or not. Now let's kick this off with Swarm 2. Swarm 2 is a roguelite at heart, but this game is definitely one to not let slip under the radar because it is a very fun, fast-paced shooter game that makes you feel like friggin' Spider-Man as you web sling around this arena, taking out hundreds upon hundreds of drones, and with each of those kills you're going to be able to upgrade your systems, making you even better and cooler as you go through this game. Now, like I say, this does definitely have that roguelite element to it in the sense that you're going to be able to go through a run, die, come back into it stronger because you're going to be able to buy upgrades through the upgrade system path, and then on top of that you get to go back into all these different procedurally generated levels, making it feel like one big adventure at the same time as a thrilling one, because it's a high speed, high octane game where you are going at full force at all times. If you are not dodging and weaving and changing direction and spinning around things, well, you're going to get got pretty damn quickly. Honestly, this one's a pretty high recommend for me. If this is the kind of thing you're looking for, something roguelite, something very fun that you can jump into and experience for maybe 20 minutes and, you know, come back to it again the next day, do another 20 minutes. On top of that, when you do work your way up the skill tree and you get to the tippity top, you are going to be absolutely untouchable and it feels just incredible. Other than that though, this is definitely a pickup for me. It's a really fun game at a pretty decent price, so if you're looking for this, pick this one up. Next up, we dive into The Pirate Queen. Now, I have personally been quite excited for this game, and I know a lot of you guys and girls have been as well, as when I've spoken about it in other videos, a lot of you have shown interest towards this game, as a lot of us like a good pirate game. It just works well in virtual reality, and it's a cool genre of things that people like to jump into. Unfortunately with this one though, I didn't have the greatest of experiences. Now, I do want to break down a bit about the game first, and then we're going to get to the part where I talk to you about really my negatives and the negative feelings I had towards this game. It's a very unique story about a pirate and a queen, and of course the surrounding forces. Now, unfortunately, the husband dies. Goodbye, husband, and now you're left with just the pirate queen. But as that happens, a transfer of power happens, and of course the other pirates around this particular group want to infiltrate and become the new pirate boss, but of course she is determined to not let her throne go and become the pirate queen. Now that places us inside of this story and what you're up to within this. Now you're going to be infiltrating your own ships, basically trying to gain back the power and becoming the pirate queen. As you're going through this, you're really going to go through a bunch of puzzles which are a little mediocre if I'm being honest, but you know, nonetheless they are kind of interesting. It's a nice looking game all round. I don't think it's a bad looking game even at all. The narration in this is freaking fantastic, but for me it's just so slow paced. So I guess it's time to jump into some of the negatives with this now. Really, the puzzles felt just too easy. They were really not thinking at all kind of puzzles. There is a mode where you can literally play it and she pretty much tells you what to do, and there's a mode where you can have that off. I highly recommend if you do pick up this game to have it off because it makes it way more interesting to try and figure out these puzzles and go through the experience. Other than that, it's very, very slow paced in the sense that you are very slowly walking around this environment just so that I guess they can squeeze the story in that way. But yeah, it feels very repetitive. You're just going into different rooms. Yeah, I felt at no point at any threat, and it just didn't have the kind of oomph that I was looking for. Also, its length is not that long. I think you're going to be doing about 3 to 4 hours in this game at best, and yeah, I don't think it's got much replayability to it either. I'm kind of sad to report on this because genuinely I was actually looking forward to this. I actually reached out to the developer because I really wanted to cover this on the channel, and I'm kind of sad to say at the end of my experience after playing through this on the weekend, I just wasn't that wowed by it. So, you know, take it as it will. If you're looking for an incredibly slow-paced, story-driven game, then I think you're going to have a little bit of fun with this. If you're into a bit of puzzles but you don't want it to be too hard, maybe you'll enjoy this. But for me personally, I just don't think this was the win that I was looking for, and I was hoping for it to be a bit more piratey, where you'd have some swashbuckling fun and maybe take out some people along the way. It just didn't really have those beats for me. It was just very slow-paced. So there you go, guys. That is the two games that have dropped today. Swarm 2, definitely grab that one if you can, and The Pirate Queen, possibly a bit of a miss. But as always with these things, I can tell you my opinion. I highly urge you to at least go and take a look at other people's videos for this to see whether you can make up your own mind and decide whether this game is for you or not, or at the very least on the Oculus Quest store you can purchase a game, and if you really don't enjoy it within the first 2 hours you can get a refund on it. So if you're a little unsure and on the fence, then definitely jump into one of these experiences. If it isn't right for you, then of course you can get a refund. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this, please do smash like, subscribe and all that good stuff, because it truly does help out the channel, and I hope this has helped you along your journey to picking up one of these 2 games today, and just doing my best to be as honest with you guys as I possibly can be when it comes to games, as I know this is money coming out of your wallet. So yeah, enjoy what you do play, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.